First, we take you to Maharashtra tonight, where the Mahavikas Aghadi, the MVA, has already been struggling to set its house in order. This is after internal splits in two of its three members. This is, of course, the Shiv Sena and the NCP. It now has a new googly to deal with. How do you satisfy three giants, the Congress, the NCP, the Shiv Sena, all in seat-sharing arrangements for the 2024 elections? There are 48 seats to dole out. The Shiv Sena has made a comment a few days ago where they demanded that they get almost half, 23 seats. Now, while we are saying and while they are saying that they aren't going to hold any discussions with any of their allies, they think that they only want to talk to the Congress right in the center. They've also said that Congress state leaders don't have any power to make any decisions. That's obviously led to fiery comments coming in from state leaders of the Congress. While the NCP has said, yes, seat-sharing discussions will happen, they seem to have stayed out of it so far. Tonight on Hard Facts, we're going to look to understand how the MVA will be navigating these big differences. But we're also looking to understand how they navigate these seemingly bigger temperaments. Ahead of 2024, difficult seat-sharing talks also need to happen for the INDIA alliance in West Bengal, in Delhi, in Punjab, in Uttar Pradesh, among others. Could these MVA tremors be a foreshadowing of how 2024 will play out? That's what we look to understand tonight.
ಈ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಈ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು.
शिवसेना ने जिस तरीके से मैंने अखबारों के जरिए देखा कि जिस तरीके से डिमांड की है कि 23 सीटें चाहिए, 23 सीटें बहुत ज्यादा होती हैं. आउट ऑफ 48 23 सीटें आपको दे देंगे तो हम क्या लड़ेंगे?
जरूर शिवसेना ने 23 सीटें का दावा किया है, लेकिन हम पहले से 23 सीटें लड़ते आए हैं ना यहाँ महाराष्ट्र में. हाँ, हम लड़ते आए हैं 23 सीटें, तो उसमें गलत क्या है?
23 सीट तो बहुत दूर की बात है. मेरी मालूमात के हिसाब से कांग्रेस के हाईकमांड उद्धव ठाकरे को 5 सीट से ज्यादा देने को तैयार नहीं है. अगर झूठ होगा तो उद्धव गुट ने मुझे झूठा ठहराना चाहिए.
Rahul Gandhi should forget about Nyaya Yatra. He should start Indi Jodo Yatra, because the way in which the alliance partners are fighting, अब पूरे alliance में no mission, no vision.
Okay, to equip you, our audiences, with understanding the numbers in the debate tonight, because it is important to get a hang of them, we have for you the breakdown right now. We're first taking a look at the State Assembly. State Assembly has 288 seats, remember. That's the number we're operating out of. So, let's take a look. Number one, on the left side, you can see the Congress with 44 MLAs. The Shiv Sena with 56 MLAs, but that number, as you can see, gets divided. You can see the split underneath the Shiv Sena and the NCP. Remember, the Shiv Sena split took place last year. Now, of those MLAs that you're taking a look at up there, 40 MLAs have gone with Eknath Shinde, who's the current Chief Minister. The Uddhav Sena, as it's now called, has 15 MLAs. Remember to pay attention when we're telling you about the spokespeople, which of these factions they belong to. The NCP saw a split just a few months ago. 54 MLAs in the 2019 State Assembly. Now, the Ajit Pawar faction, Ajit Pawar, the current Deputy Chief Minister, nephew of Sharad Pawar, he took with him a grand chunk, 40 MLAs. Now, the Sharad Pawar faction, 9 MLAs. But that is all pending with the Speaker right now. Let's take you forward. This was the state arithmetic. Now, to understand the 2024 picture, these numbers are particularly important. The 2019 Lok Sabha polls as they stand. Now, 48 seats in total. Remember, that's the number we're breaking down all of this from. Now, if we just take a look at the breakdown, Congress barely made a dent, and that's an important point to remember going ahead. 1 MP. The Shiv Sena has 18 MPs. But again, that number, we need to go back to what we just told you about. Eknath Shinde took 13 of those MPs. The Uddhav Sena has 4 of the MPs right now. So when the Shiv Sena claims we had a big impact in the last elections, this is the question, the interesting question that then remains. In the NCP, you have 5 MPs. Now the Ajit faction has 2 of them. The Sharad Pawar faction managed to hold on to 3 MPs. So they kept the larger share in the NCP. Okay, let's take a look at our big debate with the tremors in the MVA. Is it a foreshadowing of things to come?
Hello, Moto.
Still only one guess. Okay, we're going to have a few guests joining us tonight to bring us perspective. Let's first start out with Dr. Shama Mohammed. She's the national spokesperson of the Congress. We also have with us Brij Mohan Srivastav. He's a spokesperson of the NCP, but it's important to point out the Ajit Pawar faction that has right now joined hands with the BJP. Let's go over to Dr. Mohammed to understand her perspective first. Good evening, Doctor. Thank you for taking out the time to speak to us here on CNN News 18. Ma'am, I just want to ask you, we know that the Shiv Sena had put out that number that they want for a few days now, but fiery statements coming in from Sanjay Raut, ma'am, where he said that local Congress leaders don't have any power. Ma'am, what was the Congress's internal reaction to that statement?
See, these are all, hearsay and things like that. Let's understand one thing. The Mahavikas Aghadi is the partner with us nationally. We have an alliance called India. And it's not just states which take a call. The India alliance is going to meet. And it will be on the 31st of this year we meet, December. And we will decide. I don't know why you go in for these hearsays and things like this. And I've always said one thing is that when there are so many parties getting together, they're like, for example, around 28 parties getting together for the India Alliance, there will be issues. I mean, it's bound to happen, but we are all together in this. And it's not that, these nitty-gritties always will have to be sorted out. There will be issues on seats. We always knew that seat sharing is not going to be an easy thing. But we are all together to fight the fascist forces. We will not give up where all our democratic institutions have been taken in. For example, the Election Commission. I mean, before the Chief Justice was involved, it was the Chief Justice, the Prime Minister of India, move the Chief Justice and put a cabinet minister, the leader of opposition and the Prime Minister. Now what happens is you have a 2:1 vote and the Election Commission will be selected by the government of the day, and that is the Bharatiya Janata Party government. Why do they want to make such changes? Because they want to win the elections by hook or crook. So instead of the media focusing on what's happening in the Bharatiya Janata Party, what they're doing to our country, what is happening in Manipur, look at the unemployment rate of 10%. Various issues. Look at the wrestlers, look at the women's issues in this country. Now, if the medal-winning wrestlers cannot get justice for molestation, rape, etc., how does a common woman or a common girl get justice in a place like Bulandshahr in UP? Or for that matter, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, or any other state.
Okay.
You see,
Dr. Mohammed, one second. I don't at all disagree with you that those are very important issues. And in fact, over the last few days, one second, Dr. Mohammed, what I'm trying to ask you right now is, when you're saying that this was hearsay, because I do want to point out all the issues you just said, we have discussed them on the show in the last few days, but we are focusing on this tonight because what you called hearsay is a statement that is coming from Sanjay Raut, a very senior leader. Again, he's not a junior leader at all in the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray-led faction. So I think it's fair that we're setting out with this question, ma'am. The question we're asking you is, how is the Congress looking at this? I don't know how fair it is to dismiss it as hearsay, because this isn't something the media is bringing up. This is a statement made that we've actually played out for our audiences right before we've come over to you. Ma'am, why do you think the Shiv Sena is making statements like this to the press? Sanjay Nirupam, your leader, ma'am, from the Congress, coming and saying he'd learnt it from the press, he'd learnt it from a newspaper and not directly from the Shiv Sena. Ma'am, what should the Congress, especially the state unit leaders, make of that?
You see, again, I'm going to reiterate my statement that the state always will be taken, the state leaders, we have always said that we will look into what the state leaders important. It's, the state leaders, the India Alliance, all together will take a decision. Different states, the equations are different. Let's understand there are states like West Bengal, there are states like Punjab, there's Kerala. So the equations over
Okay,
are involved in the decision making.
We'll try to,
in the
ma'am,
decision making.
your
as
voice
well
is
as the
cutting
India.
out right now. We'll try to establish a more stable connection with you, just so that we can get your voice in an unfiltered manner. Till we do, we'll go over to the other guests that we have with us right now, because I also want to hear from them. Sanjay Gupta is with us. He's a Shiv Sena leader from the Uddhav Thackeray faction. Sir, good evening. Thank you for joining us here on CNN News 18. Sir, I just want to ask you, your leader Sanjay Raut made this statement with great confidence. He said, what is the need essentially to speak to the state unit? Why not go directly to the Congress central leadership, since that's where the talks will happen? Sir, statement like that, why did your leader make it to the press? Why did he make it in newspapers? It was guaranteed to cause issues, sir, with your alliance partners. Why did it go ahead then, sir?
बात तो उनसे भी की जा रही है, मीडिया में तो स्टेटमेंट दी जाती है, अपनी बात को कहा ही जाता है, और जिनसे हमने बात करनी है, जिनको कहना उनसे ही बात चल रही है। तो अभी तो एक मजबूत पक्ष को बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही है, और इस तरह का फार्मूला बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही है कि किस तरह से किस स्टेट के अंदर किस पार्टी को कितनी सीटों पर लड़ना चाहिए। जितनी सीटों पर पहले लड़े, और जो जिस हिसाब से जितना मजबूत है, जितनी उनकी सीटें हैं, उसी के हिसाब से तो सीट शेयरिंग का फार्मूला बनाया जाएगा। अगर पश्चिम बंगाल में ममता दीदी की कितनी सीटें हैं तो उनको ही प्रतिनिधित्व दिया जाएगा, कितनी सीटों पर वो लड़ेंगे। अगर महाराष्ट्र में हमारी सीटें ज्यादा हैं, उसी हिसाब से देखा जाएगा कितनी सीटों पर लड़ा जाए। अगर दिल्ली में आम आदमी पार्टी की सीटें हैं और पंजाब में है, उसी हिसाब से सीट शेयरिंग का फार्मूला बनाया जाएगा। इसी तरह से सीट शेयरिंग के फार्मूले को बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही है।
ओके, बट सर मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहती हूँ, अभी आपने कहा कि जिन लोगों से बात होनी चाहिए वो हो रही है। सर, संजय निरुपम का बाइट है हमारे पास, प्ले आउट किया है हमने अपने ऑडियंसेस के लिए। बहुत ही सीनियर लीडर हैं वो महाराष्ट्र के। वो खुद कह रहे हैं कि मुझसे किसी ने नहीं कहा था, ये मैंने अखबार में पढ़ा था।
संजय निरुपम जी कोई ऐसे नेता थोड़ी ना कि जिन्होंने ये डिसाइड करना है कि किनको कितनी सीटें दी जाएंगी, कितनी दी जाएंगी। डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर तो दूसरे लोग हैं। संजय निरुपम जी की इसके अंदर कोई भूमिका नहीं है कि वो इस बात का निर्णय करेंगे कि शिवसेना को कितनी सीट मिलेगी या नहीं मिलेगी। संजय निरुपम जी की स्टेटमेंट को हम कुछ नहीं मानते इस मामले में।
ओके, ऑलराइट। एंड सर, एक और प्रश्न यहाँ आपसे मैं ये पूछूंगी और फिर हम अपने जो बाकी पैनलिस्ट हैं उनके पास जाएंगे। सर, 18 एमपीज हैं आपके पास पिछले इलेक्शंस में, जिनमें से सर अब 12 एमपीज ने एकनाथ शिंदे का हाथ पकड़ लिया है। सर, तब भी आप इतने कॉन्फिडेंट कि आप 23 सीट्स मानेंगे अपने जो बाकी एलाइज हैं उनसे? सर
देखिए, जो एमपी या विधायक आज भले ही हमारे साथ नहीं है, वो सभी जीते थे शिवसेना के कैडर पर और उद्धव जी के नाम पर। पार्टी अध्यक्ष चीफ उद्धव ठाकरे जी थे, ठाकरे परिवार से, ना कि कोई दूसरा आदमी था। तो इसलिए वो जो आज जीते और प्रेजेंटली एमपी एमएलए हैं, वो उद्धव जी के नाम पर है, उस शिवसेना से, ठाकरे परिवार से, ना कि किसी दूसरे गुट से। तो इसलिए उस आंकड़ों को उसी हिसाब से देखा जाएगा जिस हिसाब से जो हमारे साथ जीते। तो उनको आज ये नहीं कहा जा सकता कि वो शिंदे जी के नाम पर जीते थे या वो बीजेपी के नाम पर जीते थे। वो ठाकरे परिवार के नाम पर जीते थे, उद्धव जी के नेतृत्व में जीते थे। तो इसलिए वो सीटें हमारी ही मानी जाएंगी और इलेक्शन में इस चीज का पता भी चल जाएगा।
Okay, let me go back to Shama Mohammed, and I'd also just like to go over to the spokesperson from the Ajit Pawar faction, Mr. Srivastav. मैं आपके पास एक सेकंड में आऊंगी. I'm just going to come over to you in a second, but I just want to go over to Dr. Mohammed first. Ma'am, the Shiv Sena has also, in that same Sanjay Raut statement that we're talking about, they'd also made it clear, and I'm just quoting for you here, they'd said that we are asking for 23 seats and we are not going to take part in any seat sharing discussions about these 23 seats. I'm only bringing this up for you, ma'am, because you said those discussions are going to happen. The NCP Sharad Pawar faction has also said those discussions are going to happen. But it's the Shiv Sena and a senior leader like Sanjay Raut who said 23 and no discussions.
Okay, can I remind you of the Meghalaya elections? The Meghalaya elections, the Bharatiya Janata Party was in the government with the NPP, all right? But when they were fighting the elections, they fought separately. And Mr. Amit Shah was giving gali galoj, saying they are corrupt, don't vote for the NPP, they're corrupt, they're corrupt. All right, they talked against them, all right, during the elections. They were in the government. The corruption is basically Bharatiya Janata Party because they were in government together. After the elections were over, they joined hands. So why don't you ask these questions also to them? The Bharatiya Janata Party's games. Nobody did that. So what I'm trying to say is that there might be things here and there people will say, all right, but that's not the end. I don't understand why so much half an hour is given for something like this. That's not the end. We have more important issues. I told you the clarity will come on 31st when the India Alliance meet will happen. That's when the clarity will happen. So you're asking me the same question 10 times. You're asking me the same thing what Sanjay Raut said and you're spending half an hour. How many times did you ask Amit Shah about what he said during the Meghalaya campaign? before the Meghalaya campaign where they abused the government who they are in power with right now. They said they're corrupt. So they formed a government with a corrupt, they formed a government with a corrupt party. Why is that? Did you ask Mr. Amit Shah after that? Did you discuss all that with Amit Shah? So please, I want you to stop this discussion. I don't want to get into all this. And if my connection is gone, I might leave the debate because I'm on the road actually. So what I'm trying to tell you is that there are a lot of things will be said here and there, but what I'm going to focus is on when the meeting of the India Alliance happens. And after that seat sharing, you can ask me questions and I will be able to answer.
Sure.
But right now, I fail to understand. You never ask questions to Mr. Amit Shah. He was saying the NPP is corrupt. Then he joins hands with them after the Meghalaya election. Did you ever ask him or go ask the BJP spokesperson?
Ma'am, I promise you, one second, I promise you.
They can do whatever they want. You don't ask anything. When the Congress party does or when the Shiv Sena says something, my God, the questions are asked only to the opposition.
It's unfortunate, ma'am, that you feel that way. No, one second. It's very unfortunate that you feel that way. And I think it's a fair point to bring up. I do want to point out, at least on this show in the last few days, we have questioned the BJP adequately in each of the issues.
Question them on this. Why are they with a corrupt party? And they are the ones who said NPP is corrupt. We are not going to join hands with them. They are corrupt. I remember Mr. Amit Shah's speech before the Meghalaya election.
Ma'am, there are enough.
Has anybody after the election asked him this question when he's saying that always the Congress party is corrupt? They join hands with the corrupt party. Nobody questions.
Ma'am, but so do your senior leaders. Ma'am, we've talked about Lalu Prasad Yadav. There are enough leaders I can bring up here too. I don't know if that is a fair comparison, the one that you're making right now. And to your point right now, ma'am, why is it different though? That's my entire point. I don't see how it's different. You're saying we aren't asking enough questions of the BJP. We are doing that. Right now, the topic we're focusing on is the MVA because of comments made by a particular leader. It's not as if we randomly decided to do, let's focus on the issues in the MVA.
The thing is, what I'm trying to tell you is I've already answered that question. You're asking me again the same thing I told you.
You're not. Actually, the thing is, ma'am, it doesn't seem as if you're answering the question. You're saying everything will get clearer later. We're not disagreeing with you that things will get clearer later because none of us here can be future predictors and tell you whether or not things will get clearer. I'm trying to understand from you, ma'am, why is an alliance leader making statements like this out in public and what is the Congress's reaction to that? That's what I'm trying to ask.
So that's what I'm asking. Why did Amit Shah say before the election?
Ma'am, you're here. You're not telling me the Congress.
So I'm going to come to you.
I promise you again.
I'm going to tell you what I want to say. I will tell you what I want to say.
Sure.
This is my point of view. And I'm going to leave the debate because I'm on the road. So I'm just telling you that my point is that there will be people saying things, alliance partners and everything. At the end of the day, it is only after discussions happen that we will finalize. And I said there is a meeting of the India Alliance.
Okay,
that's
Dr.
about
Mohammed.
it.
Thank you. Thank you for taking out the time. We have the spokesperson of the BJP who's also joined us in the meantime. Shweta Shalini, you've just joined us. Ma'am, you've perhaps been able to hear parts of that conversation right now with Dr. Shama Mohammed. Ma'am, what was your reaction to it? A, B, to all the drama you've seen play out, not just today, frankly, over the last few days too in Maharashtra. What is your reaction, B, man?
See, one of the first things, I'm sorry I joined late, but when I joined, all I heard Shamaji talk about is Amit Shah, BJP, Amit Shah, and so on and so forth. And I think this is something that really glues the India Alliance together. You know, this Mahagamandiya Alliance actually comes together on only two words. One, BJP, and second, Amit Shah and Modi. So whenever you ask them a question, all they will do is Amit Shah and Modi. Having said that, coming back to your question, see, what do you think has happened differently in Mahavikas Agadi or Mahavikas Bagadi in Maharashtra? This was bound to happen. You know, when Sanjay Raut ji says that he is the biggest brother and the biggest party in Maharashtra is Shiv Sena, he's right because he has always been right. And please trust me on this, because whatever Sanjay Raut ji says, nobody believes it. Neither do the people of Maharashtra, nor does his own party. And now you've seen that even the alliance does not believe him. Having said that, he should get 23 seats. I was confused whether they said 2 2-3 seats or 23 seats, because they can't even win on 2 or 3 seats.
Ma'am, let me just get a voice in also from Brijmohan Srivastav. Sir, you've waited with us for quite a while. You're a spokesperson of the Ajit Pawar faction of the NCP. And let me just tell our audiences they are allies with the BJP. Let's go over right now to Mr. Srivastav to understand his point. Sir, speaking of the faction, the party you were once a part of, the NCP, for just a second right now, they've been relatively quiet in all of this politics that's played out. With Supriya Sule saying, yes, talks will take place. When they take place, we will decide. But not really launching any attack on either the Congress or anything that the Shiv Sena has said. Though the Shiv Sena's ask of 23 is a big one. Sir, how do you see your former party leaders, your colleagues and their response to this?
Singh ji, I want to clear very loudly. When we joined NDA, at the time we have decided we will not demand any seat, because we believe that the development of the country is most important thing, and we personally feel that it is only can be done in the leadership of Honorable Narendra Modi ji. So our leaders had decided that we will go with the NDA without any terms and conditions. So for us, whatever they will decide, we will follow. We are having no dispute at all. But I want to say regarding this INDIA very clearly, these people are having the conflict, ambition, and the differences. This is the main thing between the INDIA. Therefore, these people are unable to give the right picture to the country. They are unable to give the roadmap of the development of the country. Why these people are demanding vote? They are unable to tell the country why the people should give them the vote.
Sir, but I want to ask you a more specific question though. What I want to ask you is, how do you see the different reactions of each of these alliance partners? So you have the Shiv Sena starting out with this remark, the Congress responding to that remark, it clearly getting to them, and then your former colleagues were talking about the NCP but now led by Sharad Pawar, that entire faction staying away seemingly. How do you see that, sir?
Actually, I personally feel that it is not right to comment on the specific party, but simply I want to tell that the total INDI are fully confused, and they are sitting together, but they are having the differences between them. They are unable to shut out the ambition of each other, and they are having the differences on the so many various issues also, and they are having the conflicts. You see what Mr. Sanjay Nirupam is saying. You see, they have won this. They have won only one seat in 2019, and they are claiming that we want to fight on the maximum seats of the Maharashtra.
Let me just go over, sir, right now to Sanjay Gupta from the Shiv Sena. Sanjay Gupta ji, I just want to ask you, sir, हमने अभी सुना Shama Mohammed का क्या कहना था. We've also heard the rebuttal that came in from the BJP and the NCP. Sir, I do want to ask you, BJP का ये जो कहना है बार बार कि INDIA disorganized है, sir, BJP भी कहता है, and sir, again and again we see in your different state units, sir, it's very hard to forget. उत्तर प्रदेश में हमने क्या देखा था, Akhilesh Yadav and his statement about the Congress party and how they can't be trusted. Sir, कहीं ना कहीं जो महाविकास अघाड़ी है, but even the INDIA, where they're saying that there is an alliance, we're seeing it breaking down, sir.
देखिए, बीजेपी को तो आज एनडी के किसी भी घटक दल की जरूरत नहीं है. जो उनके पुराने साथी थे उनकी भी जरूरत नहीं थी, इसलिए इन्होंने ना अकाली दल की बात मानी, ना इन्होंने शिवसेना की बात मानी, ना नीतीश कुमार जी की बात मानी. इनके ऐसे बहुत से साथी हैं जो आज इन्हें छोड़ चुके हैं, और जो आज साथ हैं वो भी आगे रहे ना रहे इन्हें फर्क नहीं पड़ता. लेकिन हमारे देश के संघीय ढांचे में जितने से एक सरकार होती है, ठीक इतने से एक विपक्ष भी होता है. एक मजबूत विपक्ष बनाने की बात की जा रही है, अलग अलग विचारों की पार्टियों को जोड़ करके सीट शेयरिंग के फार्मूले को तैयार किए जाने की कोशिश की जा रही है. तो हमारे देश के संघीय ढांचे को बचाने की कोशिश की जा रही है. इसमें बीजेपी के नेताओं को इस तरह से बात करने की जरूरत नहीं है जिस तरह से करते हैं. अगर बाय चांस किसी इनके पुराने साथी ने इनका साथ छोड़ दिया तो उसको दुश्मन की नजर से मत देखिए आप. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आज आप उनको बर्बाद करने के लिए, उनको खत्म करने के लिए अपने सारे तीर कमान उठा लें. ठीक है, कोई आज आपके साथ नहीं है, कल क्या पता दोबारा आपके साथ हो. बहुत से ऐसे साथी भी हैं जो पहले आपके साथ नहीं थे, आज आपके साथ हैं. तो इंडिया अलायंस के अंदर अलग अलग विचारों की बहुत सी पॉलिटिकल पार्टियां जिनकी अलग अलग स्टेट के अंदर अलग अलग पकड़ है. तो उसी हिसाब से इस गठबंधन को बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही है, देश के संघीय ढांचे को बचाने की कोशिश की जा रही है।
सर आई रिस्पेक्ट जो आप डिफरेंस की बात कर रहे हैं, वो
Can I come in,
बहुत ही, विल कम बैक टू यू मैम, वो बहुत ही एक खूबसूरत चीज़ हो सकती है। सर आई एम नॉट डिसएग्रीइंग विथ यू, बट सर आई एम आस्किंग यू दिस, सर कोऑर्डिनेशन की जो कमी क्लियरली दिख रही है, जहाँ पे स्टेट में हम देख रहे हैं लीडर्स को कुछ कहते हुए, मीडिया को फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सर उसकी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है। यही जो डिसएग्रीमेंट्स हैं सर टेबल के पीछे, कमरे के पीछे, दरवाजे के पीछे हो सकती है, यही डिस्कशंस। सर द फैक्ट दैट दे कमिंग आउट इन द पब्लिक, आप बीजेपी को, अपने ऑपोजिशन को एम्यूनिशन दे रहे हैं सर।
बिल्कुल आप ठीक कह रही हैं। देखिए, हर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के अंदर कई लीडर्स होते हैं, वो हर लीडर अपनी अपनी बात को कहता है। आज देश के अंदर हमारे मीडिया है, मीडिया के अंदर कोई नेता किसी भी पार्टी का कुछ भी स्टेटमेंट दे सकता है, लेकिन फाइनल डिसीजन और निर्णय तो सभी पार्टी अध्यक्ष ही करेंगे, और उसी पर भी मंथन चल रहा है। अगर इसके बीच में, ऐसे तो इनकी पार्टी में बहुत से ऐसे नेता हैं बीजेपी के अंदर जो अलग स्टेटमेंट देते हैं, स्वामी ऐसे कुछ नाम है उनका, जो इनकी पार्टी बिल्कुल खिलाफ रहते हैं, उसको मीडिया में दिखाया जाता है। अगर हमारी पार्टी के अंदर, हमारी पार्टी में तो खैर संजय राउत साहब ही देते हैं, लेकिन कांग्रेस के अंदर बहुत से ऐसे लीडर हैं, संजय निरुपम जैसे या दूसरे बहुत से लीडर हैं, दिग्विजय सिंह जैसे भी हैं, जो हिंदू और हिंदुत्व के मतलब को नहीं जानते, और वो हिंदू को भी आतंकवादी कह देते हैं और भगवा को भी आतंकवादी कह देते हैं, और वो कुछ लोग ये भी कह देते हैं कि राम अस्तित्व को नहीं मानते, जबकि उसके ऊपर स्टेटमेंट तो कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष की नहीं है, मगर उनके नेताओं ने कह दिया, और उसके अंदर सब चीजों को कटघरे में डाल दिया पूरी पार्टी को। मीडिया ने और बीजेपी ने इस मामले को कैश कर लेती है। मैं आपकी इस बात से एग्री करता हूं कि स्टेटमेंट सही तरीके से आनी चाहिए, हर नेता को अपनी स्टेटमेंट नहीं देनी चाहिए, और एक कोऑर्डिनेशन सही होना चाहिए। तो वो अभी कमी है उसके अंदर, उसको बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही है। मैं इस बात से सहमति रखता हूँ आपकी कि स्टेटमेंट जो है वो कोऑर्डिनेशन की बात आनी चाहिए।
ओके, लेट्स सर, एक सेकंड सर रुकिए, एक सेकंड रुकिए सर, श्वेता जी का हाथ थोड़े समय से, सर गिव मी अ सेकंड, श्वेता शालिनी, आई एम सॉरी फॉर कीपिंग यू वेटिंग, गो अहेड।
देखिए, आई वांट टू टेल यू दिस दैट आई लव संजय गुप्ता जी, वो बहुत सच बोलते हैं, और सबसे सर्वप्रथम धन्यवाद संजय जी। ये बात तो आपने मान ली नेशनल टेलीविजन पे कि 2024 में एमवीए की, चाहे महाराष्ट्र में हो या देश में, घमंडिया की युद्ध जो है वो सशक्त और बहुत स्ट्रांग ऑपोजिशन बनाने में है। दूसरी चीज मैं आपको याद दिलाना चाहूंगी, ये तीर कमान हम लेके नहीं खड़े, आपके परिवार वाले आपके खिलाफ लेके खड़े, हम उनके साथ सिर्फ खड़े हैं क्योंकि हम पहले भी तीर कमान के साथ खड़े थे। लड़ाई तो बड़े भाई बनने की है ना, आप पहले भी लड़ रहे थे हमसे बड़े भाई बनने की, अब फिर से लड़ रहे हैं बड़े भाई बनने की। तो हमने तो आपको पूरी इज्जत दी थी उस समय भी, अब ले लीजिए छीन के इज्जत। देखते हैं आपको कितनी इज्जत मिलती है। पहले तो आपने नरेंद्र मोदी की फोटो लेके आप लोग के कुछ लोग जीत भी गए, 18 सीटों से ज्यादा आप जीते कब हैं? आप ये बताइए, 18 सीटों से ज्यादा आप जीते कब हैं? लेकिन फिर भी हमें इज्जत थी अपने अलायंस की। आपने इतने सारे अलायंस हमारे गिनवा दिए, कौन छोड़ के गया? हमने तो नीतीश जी के साथ लड़ा भी था, उनको बनाया भी, उनको मुख्यमंत्री भी बनाया। उसके बाद वो छोड़ के गए कि हम छोड़ के गए? छोड़ के आपने एक खंजर हमारे पीठ में, हमारे देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी के पीठ में आपने खोपा है। और अंत में मैं ये पूछ रही हूँ कि देखिए, मैं जवाब दूंगी संजय जी, लेकिन आप याद रखिए ये जो खंजर आपके पास आएंगे वापस आता ही है।
Okay, Sanjay Gupta, go ahead, please, sir. Very quickly, because I want to go over to
सवाल ये है कि ठाकरे परिवार को आपने मुख्यमंत्री नहीं दिया, जिन्होंने 25 से 30 साल आपका साथ दिया, आपका प्रधानमंत्री बनवाया, 5 साल के महाराष्ट्र में मुख्यमंत्री बनवाया, लेकिन सिंधिया जी को आपने मुख्यमंत्री बना दिया। ऐसी क्या बात थी कि 40 विधायकों के साथ आपने उनको तो मुख्यमंत्री बना दिया, मगर ठाकरे परिवार को आपने उनको मुख्यमंत्री नहीं दिया? इसका जवाब दीजिए।
Okay, let's stop for a second. One second.
हमारे भगवान स्वरूप
One second.
बाला साहब थे, वो हमेशा
श्वेता जी, एक सेकंड रुकिए प्लीज। संजय जी स्टे, आई वांट टू गो ओवर टू आवर लास्ट पैनलिस्ट फॉर अ सेकंड। ब्रिजमोहन श्रीवास्तव जी, आपको थोड़े समय से we've kept you waiting, please go ahead sir।
कोई बात नहीं। देखिए, मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहता हूं कि INDIA महत्वाकांक्षा, मतभेद और मनभेद की बुरी तरह से शिकार है, और ये हमारे देश के लोकतंत्र के लिए सबसे ज्यादा नुकसानदेह है, क्योंकि आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने लगातार इस बात को कहा है कि लोकतंत्र में हमको एक सशक्त विपक्ष चाहिए। दुर्भाग्य की बात यह है कि INDIA इस कसौटी पर अपने आप को खुद ही फेल साबित करने में लगा हुआ है, और यही कारण है कि इस प्रकार से नाना पटोले साहब बयान देते हैं, इसी प्रकार से संजय निरुपम जी बयान देते हैं। यही नहीं पता लग रहा कि चाहते क्या है। मैं तो बल्कि ये कहता हूं कि शिवसेना को और आदरणीय शरद पवार जी को और आदरणीय पटोले साहब को महाराष्ट्र की पूरी 48 सीटों पे अपने अपने उम्मीदवार खड़े करने चाहिए, जिससे पता लगे कि इन लोगों की लोकप्रियता क्या है।
So prove your popularity by putting people on each seats. One second, ma'am. I need to go over now to Sanjay Gupta ji. Sanjay Gupta ji, आपको अभी तक चांस नहीं दिया. Please बोलिए sir, क्या response है आपके पास to the two leaders we have, BJP and very interestingly, obviously the leader from the NCP faction. Please go ahead, sir.
देखिए, बीजेपी को और उनके एनडीए अलायंस को तो अभी अपने गठबंधन पर ही सोचना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो तो सही स्थिति में खड़े हैं. अगर हम आज विपक्ष को मजबूत बनाने के लिए अलायंस बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो आप हमारे उस टाइटैनिक जहाज में छेद करने की कोशिश क्यों कर रहे हैं आप? मतलब हम अगर एक मजबूत जहाज बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और फिक्स बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, तो बीजेपी और एनडीए घटक के दलों को चिंता क्यों हो रही है? ठीक है, हमारे विचार अलग अलग है, कोऑर्डिनेशन अभी सही से नहीं बन पा रहा है, बनाने की कोशिश की जा रही है, पटरी पर लाने की कोशिश की जा रही है. तो क्या संविधान के संघीय ढांचे पर हम काम ना करें? क्या हम एक मजबूत पक्ष बनाने की कोशिश ना करें? और मेरा जो एक सवाल था कि 40 विधायकों के साथ शिंदे जी को आपने मुख्यमंत्री दे दिया, ठाकरे परिवार को के कहने पर आपने मुख्यमंत्री दे दिया, जिन्होंने 25 साल आपके साथ सत्ता के साथ समझौता किया. इस बात का जवाब दे दिया.
Clearly, sir, clearly still hurting the Shiv Sena.
I have to
Okay,
reply to this.
I do.
Okay.
No.
I
Ma'am,
have
quick
to
reply
to
from you. We're running out of time.
देखिए, ऐसा है, बाला साहब, संजय जी, बाला साहब हमारे लिए सर्वोपरि थे. बाला साहब ने कहा कि शिवसैनिक को मुख्यमंत्री बनाओ, तो हमने शिवसैनिक को बनाया. आप खंजर भोंकने के बदले बता देते कि नहीं, ठाकरे परिवार को मुख्यमंत्री बनना है, महाराष्ट्र के सारे लोगों के सामने बता देते, तो अवश्य हम सुनते.
Any emotions left between the two former alliance partners? We're going to take you very quickly.